Welcome to BRC Talk. I'm Russell Parry from Advanced Food Safety Limited, and today I'm going to talk to you about culture. So that's your food safety and culture program for those of you in the BRC food standard. And of course, coming up in the new packaging standard, culture is in there. Product safety and quality culture. You've got to implement a system. Now, there was a position statement for all you food sites that came out last year, so you should be aware of that already. That was position statement F837, and we talked about position statements last time, so you can check that out if you're not aware of it already. Basically, it clarified exactly what BRC auditors were looking for. So they want a good, detailed quality and food safety culture policy to start off with, and that will cover your commitment, of course, to improving the culture. It will have a look on the areas, how you've defined which people, which areas have an impact on culture as well. So you should have something like this in your system, a pretty detailed quality culture policy. So your commitment, the areas that can have an impact on culture will be in there as well. And of course, it will have your food safety culture plan. Now, how do you get your plan? Well, the only way you can find out is you've got to measure the culture in your business initially. How can you do that? It's talking to people, it's putting out there a questionnaire. So something like this that goes out to all your staff and all your management as well. So everybody in key positions has to be covered. So you can put together a questionnaire like this, targeted at factory floor staff, production staff, and also at management. So in our pack, we've got a questionnaire for production and a questionnaire at management level as well. So we complete the questionnaire, then that has to be reviewed. We've got to make sense of it. So that's where your culture review will come in, something like this, that will crunch all the numbers to your survey, and from that you will identify the current level of the food safety and product and quality culture within your business. And typically, what does it identify? Well, from our experience, feedback from these questionnaires, there's always improvements that can be made to communication, feedback from audits. So you can build in a culture program to improve on your communication, improving people, improving training programs, offering more training to people, having schemes where staff are rewarded at certain times as well. So just to enhance their working environment, the quality culture of the whole business. So it starts with a detailed policy. Get your questionnaires out there, review your questionnaires, and from those you will find out the concerns that staff have. You'll be able to define a culture program. Don't forget, and this is something that came out of the position statement, for everything you define in your culture program, we need milestones. We need targets there, and very importantly, we need timescales for the implementation of the review and the completion of all the things that you set out in your culture plan. And this plan isn't a quick fix. They're not expecting anything to be done in a year. Your plan can be 3 years long, 5 years long, no problem at all. Have a look at the implementation guidelines from the BRC. They've got a lot of information there. So you in the food program probably have had your audits to BRC version 8 by now. I've certainly got a few clients just left with their first audit in January of this year. So, but most of you would have got through version 8. You have your culture program all underway. So it'll be time possibly for your first annual review. How do we do that? We'll put your survey out again, and what we're looking for there is to see if there's been any improvement to what you were put in already. Okay, so you base the next phase, if you like, of your culture program based on your findings of your follow-up questionnaire. For those of you in the packaging industry, it does say in the standard, unusually, that this is to be implemented from 2021. Talking to a lot of certification bodies and auditors, they're expecting you to have something in this year under the new packaging standard issue 6. So if nothing else, get your policy sorted, get a questionnaire out there and have a plan. The sooner you get to grips with this, the better. Okay, now, if you're struggling, we do have template packs for culture, specifically for the food standard and specifically for the packaging standard. We know they work, we know auditors like our system and our questionnaires and the review mechanism there. And so if you're struggling, we have all that help available for you, and you can find those on the BRC download section of our website, which is allsafe.org.uk. I'll put a link up to that in the text for this post. So that's short and sweet on the culture. It's not as bad and as detailed as you might think. Don't be frightened. There's a lot of people out there that are making a big thing out of culture, and it's not as difficult perhaps as you perhaps imagine. Okay, so get started, get learning from it, improve your culture, measure it, put in your improvement programs. Okay, that's all from me. I'll see you next time. If you've got an audit coming up, the best of luck for you.